Please remain standing for a moment of silence. I'd ask that you keep in your thoughts and prayers the brave servicemen and women serving our country, both here and abroad, as well as the family of Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated this afternoon. Speaks volumes about where we are as a country, and hopefully we can come together. But please keep his young wife, 2 children, and his family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Please be seated. Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta.
Here.
Councilman Martinez.
Here.
Councilman McSweeney.
Here.
Councilman Gregory.
Here.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I am here. So all 5 are present, a quorum is present. This is the September 10th meeting of the Babylon Town Board. For those of you here for your first time, the meeting is divided up into 3 sections. The first is dedicated to the public hearings. There's 1 public hearing scheduled for this evening, so if you're interested in addressing the board on that public hearing, we ask that you fill out a card and file with our town clerk up front. Second portion is dedicated to the resolutions, and there are resolutions on the table up front. So if you're interested in addressing the board on any of the items listed on the agenda in terms of resolutions, we ask that you fill out a card as well and file with our town clerk. And the third portion is the open portion, when residents can come forward and address the board on any matter concerning town government or town services that is not on today's agenda, and for that we ask you to fill out a card as well. When you do come forward, please speak directly into the microphone, and we ask that you state your name and address for the stenographer's benefit. We ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes. If you're watching us live on our YouTube channel now on September 10th at 7 p.m., there's a link that will take you to today's agenda. You can click that link, send us a message, question or comment or concern, and one of us will get back to you. If you're watching us at a future date and time on our YouTube channel, you'll also be able to utilize that link. It will remain live, take it to the agenda, and again, you can send a message to any one of us, and we'll get back to you with a response. So with that, we'll go into the public hearings, and the first public hearing is a public hearing in reference to amending Chapter 3, Article 2, Section 3-4 of the Town of Babylon Uniform Code of Traffic Ordinances. I don't have any cards, so I'll take a motion from Councilman Mineta, second by Councilman Martinez, to close and reserve. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Hearing is closed. Decision reserved. That's it for the public hearings. We'll go to the resolutions. I have a couple of cards. Robert Lutz.
Robert Lutz, 122 Ridge Road, Wheatley Heights.
And you're addressing Resolution 610.
I'm addressing Resolution 610. Yes, thank you very much. Okay. Took me a second to find it in the agenda. Okay. Obviously, just as a local resident, I am highly opposed, my wife and I, as long as my neighbors, all right, for this project to go forward. We do not feel that the FEIN report was done properly, as far as we're concerned, in reference to the road that they tested as a sample road that deals with Little East Neck, which is a 2-lane residential road, and the road that they're referencing that they did for traffic study was based off of Heartland Industrial Park, which was a commercial property going over double lane railroad tracks onto a T intersection, basically back onto a commercial road. All right, so don't feel the study was done properly in that respect. Also, Little East Neck, and there's 1 mile of Little East Neck only, which is north of Long Island Avenue and south of Colonial Springs, is the only segment of Little East Neck that has a time frame on any vehicles over 5,000 pounds. Is allowed to be on that road, not allowed to be on the road from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. The rest of Little East Neck Road had no trucking of 5,000 pounds or greater. So I don't understand why that piece of Little East Neck, which has been there forever, okay? All right, I've tried to go back in Google Earth and try to see how long it's been and whatnot. So again, I know I've put a question in because the sign that's just north of Long Island Avenue, the no trucking sign is actually missing, and I believe that was pulled down in roughly 2011, I think it was, I saw. All right, going back on the Google Earth map, not sure why may have accidentally got pulled down. It could have been when they did the poles, upgrade of the utility poles in that area, but I know I've put a memo into the town asking for that sign to be reinstalled, and hopefully you guys are reevaluating the concept and make it a no trucking at all, right, if possible, so.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen Turk?
Hi, Karen Turk, 32 Brookwood Drive, Wheatley Heights. My neighbor has said pretty much what I was going to say. I just want to add that the study that was done does not adequately indicate the traffic. If you've driven on that road, as some of our neighbors have at that time, you would know that it is not possible to put trucks on that road, either north or south. It's a major conduit, north and south. One lane in each direction, it doesn't work. In addition, the environmental impact of that development, whether you're addressing that tonight or not, on that community to the north of it is not right. We don't know what's going in those buildings. The light pollution, air pollution, et cetera, does not work. In addition, I've come to previous meetings where people talked about, in particular one person said the neighborhood is blighted. I have no idea, as I said before, why somebody would say that. I can't help but think it was a reference to the people who live in that neighborhood. And to me, I'm just gonna come out and say it, I think it was a very racist thing to say, and that this Bristol development will further divide two communities that have minorities in them. I don't think it's right, and it should not pass. Thank you.
Thank you. Ruthie Scheck?
Hi, Ruthie Scheck, 57 Circle Drive, Wheatley Heights. I was a little concerned that a lot of my neighbors have not been properly informed about this development that's being proposed, and also not properly able to get their comments into the town board. I would note that in the October 26th meeting that was here, you put a slide up with an email address. I believe it was red text on a blue background, and it was quite difficult to make out. I myself could not actually make out that it was DEC@townofbabylon.gov, and I accidentally emailed DOC, and on November 18th, I called in to the town to confirm what the actual email address was. At that time, I was able to speak with Richard Groh and mention that this happened, and I sent him the slide, the picture of the slide that I took, showing him, and he agreed that it was very, very difficult to make out. And when I also noted that a lot of my neighbors had been shocked that this was even for discussion, he had noted that it had been, there had been something in Newsday about it. I will note that decades ago, many of us read Newsday, and today there's a paywall, and very few people are actually consuming that information. And so we repeatedly come across neighbors who simply don't know that this industrial park spanning more than 100 acres and threatening our environment is even up for discussion. I will also note that I do not know how many of the comments that the town got were properly received and recorded. I do happen to know that at least 2 emails from my own family were not recorded in this impact study. November 18th, an email from Gina Scheck, and November 25th, an email from Hesed Scheck. Neither of them is recorded here, and so I wonder how many more comments were not acknowledged within this study. So there are a lot of reasons that I'm very concerned. I think, certainly the impact on our quality of life will plummet, and I hope that you will not do that to us.
Great, thank you. Christopher Black?
Good evening, Supervisor. Good evening, board members. My name is Christopher Black, president of the Concerned Taxpayers of Wheatley Heights, Dix Hills Incorporated Civic Association. I come to talk about the Resolution 610, which on the resolution it says that on the FEIS was amended, and I just wanted to know what part of it was amended in the report, as well as on May 14th, I submitted to the town that that the Civic is requesting a more extensive traffic reporting done by the town, and not just be able to approve the reporting done by Bristol, but I have asked the town if they can do more of an extensive traffic reporting than what was written in the report, because there was a lot of things that were left out within the report that was not mentioned. So that's why I've asked the town, and which was stamped by the town clerk on May 14th, 2025. Also, the Civic Association and its residents stand firm on not allowing this project to go forward. I ask that you work with us like we always work with the town on everything that we do, to listen to our concerns, because we care about the community, and we're just saying that this project is too extensive for our community, and it should not be within the community. So I just thank you and ask you if you take that into consideration. Thank you.
Great, thank you. All right, I don't have any other cards, so I'll go into the agenda. We have the consensus resolution agenda. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consensus resolution agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I offer the consensus resolution agenda.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Consensus resolution agenda is adopted as listed. Resolutions for tonight, Resolution 616.
I will offer Resolution 616.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 617.
Offer Resolution 617.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 618.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 619.
I offer resolution 619.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 620.
I will offer Resolution 620.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 621.
Offer Resolution 621.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 622.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 623.
I offer 623.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 624.
I offer Resolution 624.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 625.
Resolution 625.
Second.
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta,
Abstain.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney,
Yes.
Councilman Gregory,
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer.
Yes, resolutions approved, 4 votes in favor, 1 abstention. Resolution 626.
I offer 626.
Second.
Would the clerk call the roll?
Councilman Mineta,
Abstain.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman McSweeney,
Yes.
Councilman Gregory,
Yes.
Supervisor Schaefer.
And I abstain. Resolutions approved, 3 votes in favor, 2 abstentions. Resolution 627.
I offer 627.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. Resolution 628.
Offer 628.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Resolutions approved. That's it for the resolutions. We'll go to the open portion. Before I go to the cards in person, we received one transmission from Anthony Mignon of 886 County Line Road, Amityville. He could not attend tonight's meeting, but he wanted to submit documentation regarding his concerns regarding County Line Road, so I'll note that for the record and hand it up to Jen. And I'll take Kathleen Ferreira.
Hi.
Hello.
A couple of weeks ago, Kathleen Ferreira, 22 Lafayette Road, West Babylon. A few weeks ago, I opened my phone and saw the videos of the North Babylon Fire Chief abusing that little girl. And my first thought was, I'm not surprised. And my second thought was, I'm so glad somebody had a video. Back in February 2020, right before the pandemic, I was in my car alone, 7:40 at night in the dark in the Lidl parking lot, and I was surrounded by emergency personnel, and they had the wrong person, actually. It's a long story. And there were a couple of police officers there, several EMTs, at least one fire chief. The one EMT was very abusive, to the point where ultimately I got an unauthorized medical stick at the end. I followed up with it with the fire department, got no response back. The pandemic hit, I let it go. I knew everybody was out saving lives, risking their own lives. Later that year, I put my energy into it again. I wanted a resolution. Police department, I attempted to speak with, the fire department numerous times, never got anything back from them. Suffolk County Remsco, and ultimately later that year, New York State EMT, who investigated, so to speak, and dropped it. What happened was the EMTs falsified the report to the extent where the person giving me the unauthorized stick was not the person who was actually doing it.
The unauthorized?
Medical stick.
Oh, medical stick.
Yes.
Okay.
So I had dropped it. I said, you know, I spoke and spoke. Nobody believed me in this town. And I'm hoping at this point that I could sit down quietly with somebody and tell my story and show my documentation and perhaps have somebody listen to me finally. Because if you have not just the fact of, you know, being not too nice to people and abusive, but if there is an EMT in this town that is falsifying a medical, an EMT report, and you have to think about this. These are the things, I guess, that go into courts when people have car accidents and die and are injured. What good is that going to do this town? Okay? I'm not speaking for me so much. I'm not looking for anything but acknowledgement and some kind of, we're going to look into this and make sure that this is not going on in our town.
Yeah, what we'll do is Joe Wilson's our town attorney, right here.
I appreciate that.
So he'll have his office contact you. Did you put your
I did.
email address and phone number on there?
Yes.
So we'll have his office contact you, and they'll schedule an appointment so you could bring all the documentation in.
I appreciate that. I really do. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. Thank you. Joy Brooks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Joy Brooks, and I live 10 Schley Avenue, Lindenhurst. Board members, again, my name is Joy Brooks. I'm secretary of the Shore Gables Civic Association. I've lived in the Venetian Shores community since 2000. When I bought my home, Venetian Shores was a quiet community with a municipal beach, ball fields, and boat launch. In 2005, when the town proposed a spray park and concession, Supervisor Balone assured us in writing, no bar at this facility and no loud music. Just beer and wine with a meal. A family place. Today, Catch advertises drink the bar dry and posts videos of packed crowds dancing to live bands. What we're experiencing. On July 26th, traffic was so bad that vehicles couldn't get through Venetian Boulevard and Granada Parkway streets. Noise and crowds became so unbearable that on August 18th, the town restricted the facility for residents only, even installing barricades to check IDs. Thank you. Meanwhile, and according to News 12, the Catcher's lawyer announced the town will be adding more parking spots. The real question. The town authorized entertainment and alcohol served at this location. So I ask, how does the residential community benefit from this enterprise? What tangible improvements to our neighborhood have resulted from turning our local municipal park into an evening hotspot? School proximity. Harding Avenue Elementary School shares a boundary with this park. The playground is open year-round. What review process approved alcohol service next to an elementary school? Why we're here tonight. Social media reports various things, expansion, extension, more parking, but the community doesn't actually know what's planned for 2026. That's why we're here, to get real answers. What are the town's actual plans for this facility? Will there be expansion, more parking, extended seasons? We need transparency, not social media spin. In 2005, when residents warned about traffic, noise, and the transformation of our park, we were assured it wouldn't be a problem. But every concern we raised then materialized. Now, we're here again. What concrete steps will the town take to prevent history from repeating itself? Our position: we're not asking to shut down the concession. We're asking for transparency about future plans. We're asking the town to demonstrate that residents' concerns matter as much as commercial interests. We need to know that community values still matter in the town of Babylon.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. William Biscardi. William Biscardi.
Yep, I live like on Venetian between Pine and...
Just state your name and address.
William Biscardi, 518 Venetian Boulevard.
Thank you.
18, I've been there since 62 years, okay, before the beach was even established. I mean, and they've done a wonderful job, don't get me wrong, it's been good. But in the last couple of years, this place has gotten out of hand now. Something's got to be addressed, because somebody's going to get hurt, okay? I sit there on my porch and I watch these people coming down 5 blocks down Venetian, coming south, carrying beer, soda, carts, coming down to the beach where there's no drinking allowed. I'm assuming on the beach, okay? I look out, I ask people as they're coming down, oh, we heard about this place, we're coming here, okay? Now, I stand outside, guy trying to get his boat down to the beach. Pine Place is blocked solid. They're trying to get around from the beach to come back to get out. Bay, same situation, okay? The boat is stuck there for 20 minutes, the guy trying to get down there. Something's got to be done because a tragic accident is going to happen. People are parked, and that's a wide street, don't get me wrong, but you still, people are parked here, people are parked here, in the middle, boatways, they're trying to make U-turns just to get out of there. That's how bad it is. Something's got to be addressed, that's all I'm saying. It's a very nice park, but somebody's going to get hurt.
Thank you, sir. Karen Perone.
My name is Karen Perone. I live at 72 West 21st Street in Deer Park. And I am here today because I started a petition, and we have 665 signatures for people who live near Geiger Park and in the town of Babylon. With all of the renovations they are doing, they took out the pool, they put in a water park, beautiful. They put in a playground for the kids, absolutely great. You're doing a whole conservation area, and I understand that millions of dollars are being put into that area, and also for the Wyandanch area near the train station. While we're taking care of the kids and we're taking care of the rest of the community, we want to put in a dog park. We would like the town to. There are studies that show that a dog park in an area, it helps with people for exercise, fresh air, more socialization. All the apartments that you are building near the train station, people with apartments, they don't have places for the dogs to walk. So a dog park would be very beneficial. It also will bring in families. According to the Humane Society, almost every family has a dog or some sort of a pet. The CDC says 150 minutes a week of outdoor exercise benefits everybody. So a dog park, people can socialize, they're gonna be running around with the dogs. Some dog parks that I have visited and put together a presentation, and I do have one for each member if you're interested.
If you can hand that up when you're done.
Thank you. If you do, some of them have agility courses that you could do so that people get exercises with their dogs. It makes more community. Since I've been walking my dog, I've met people that I never knew lived in the area, and it's great. But I also talk to a lot of people. I've been in Deer Park for almost 30 years. And a lot of people have realized that when it was a pool and just the lake that was there, nobody had an issue with us walking dogs there. With all the renovations that you are doing, they now put signs up. For the water park, it says no dogs allowed, and it's gated in, and we totally accept that and understand that, and we don't want to impose on that. Same with the playground area. But in the last few years, I have a small dog. Some people say it's the size of a cat. I'll be walking my dog, and other people give me dirty looks, and they say there's signs all over that say no dogs. But when I called the town, I was told that no dogs in the gated areas, the rest of the park is fine. But in the last few years, we've had different workers on the grounds who yell at us and tell us to leave. One person threatened to call the police on me, told me it would be a $500 fine. If you take that park away and don't allow any of us to walk our dogs there, we have no place to go. My dog, it sounds weird, does not like car rides. He gets very nervous. He doesn't like to sit down. He'll stand the whole time. For me to go to a dog park in the area, it's like a 20-minute drive, or I have to pay for parking somewhere. We pay a lot of taxes in Deer Park. You're doing all these renovations. There is a section in the front of the park that faces 23rd Street. It is beautiful. We put together a video, and in the video, we show virtual ideas of how we can do it, where the entrance would be away from the playground. It does not interfere with behind the building toward the lake, where a lot of people go for picnics, parks, parties, stuff like that.
So Karen, why don't you hand up the presentation, and we'll have the Parks Department get in touch with you to discuss further. Thank you. Kristen Schuster.
My name is Kristen Schuster, and I'm here to follow up about the dog park. I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to say when I stepped up to talk to everybody tonight, and I have to tell you, the one thing I'm hearing through all of our meetings, and each time these meetings are taking place, are things that our community members don't want. I would love for the board to take the opportunity to hear something that the community does want. I've personally done the videos to help Karen. She has thought this through from every single angle. And one of the things that is the issue with so many communities right now is bringing people back together. There is so much separation and who belongs where, whether that be children or geese, and all of these things. This is something that our community would love to have. And I have to tell you, I have a son that's in soccer. I spend a lot of time down at these different fields. And there is really no place that we can bring our dogs because there is this separation. So instead of us having and walking away from a meeting tonight saying these things weren't approved, let's give our community the opportunity to have something we do all want instead of having things that we don't. Let's all change the mindset to what can we bring positive to our community that people will all get to enjoy.
Great, thank you. Fred Frederick. Mr. Frederick?
Fred Frederick.
Frederick, yep.
Hello, I'd like to,
Just state your name and address.
Fred Frederick. I live at 246 Riviera Parkway, Lindenhurst. It's about Phoenician Shores. That park, over the last 5 to 7 years, has become just like the OBI. You have traffic, boats. The roads cannot handle the amount of traffic and the weight of these boats. They gas up at Speedway. They're taking on 100 gallons of fuel. They're coming down Venetian, which the road's deplorable, and an accident's waiting to happen. I was talking to a resident down there. The boat had the outriggers up, took down 3 cable lines. They had to call Cablevision to come in and make repairs. It's just the people of that community, the town of Babylon itself, may it be Wheatley Heights, Wyandanch, Deer Park, Copeg, Amityville, Lindenhurst, That's what the beach was intended for. Not all these outsiders coming in from all over because they call it a destination spot. And there's an accident waiting to happen here. The roads are deplorable. They're not meant for the amount of traffic. They're not meant for the weight of these boats. When I was a kid, I'm 63 years old, people were going down there launching their boats. They were 16, 17, 18, 20 foots with IOs. You got boats coming out of there with twin 300s. They're 30 feet long with 100 gallons of fuel. And my concern is that there's going to accidents going to happen. And you're going to have 100 gallons of fuel laying in the street. The people are parking on the people's lawns. They're defecating on their lawns. This is what I'm hearing from the people down there. And the main concern is we have elderly residents down there. How, if there's something happens, an ambulance has to come down, we're in trouble. And there's just, Rick, Mr. Schaefer, you got to do something. It has to be addressed. I think the roads have to be repaired and fixed. They come down and put a Band-Aid on them. If they're going to bring the amount of the size of these boats down there, Venetian has to be reinforced. The road itself has to be ripped up. It was never meant to carry that much weight. I mean, it's, you know, I know you've done the right thing in the past. You looked at the concerns of the citizens, and I know you tried within your boundaries to do the right thing. I'm hoping that you'll look at this, take a good look, take a ride down there, just a visual, see what's going on, and make a decision. Because it's just out of hand. And like the gentleman said, they're drinking down there, and they're peeling up these side blocks. And there's kids out playing. And that's what concerns me really is an accident with the road and different things. And the people, the park, they tore down the handball courts there and said, listen, we're taking down the handball courts because it attracts undesirables. You know, that's what they did.
Fred, we got to wrap it up.
What?
3 minutes is up.
Okay.
Thank you, Fred.
All right.
Sophia Lesser.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Sophia Lesser, and I have resided at 450 Granada Parkway for 26 years. Venetian Shores used to be a family-oriented place. We used to have a bite to eat, relax with friends, and listen to music. At that time, the Beach Hut used to sell ice cream and beach toys for the kids. They also had face painting for them. The music was played at a reasonable volume, and everybody was happy. An article in the Amityville Record stated that some people think we're trying to be a young, hip place with loud music. We are not. We want to be a family-oriented place. Also stated by Steve Ballone, the town supervisor at that time, this is a beautiful area that should be used by residents of Venetian Shores and Town of Babylon residents. These are the terms that Steve Ballone promised our community. Well, it is no longer a family-oriented place. It has become an overcrowded concert venue with emphasis on drinks. One of the ads says, September 13th and September 14th, drink the bar dry. Not my idea of family-oriented. Venetian Shores is not a concert venue and was never meant to be. If Catch wants a concert venue with a club-like atmosphere, there are other places for that. Venetian Shores is a residential neighborhood. On August 6th, our community expressed several significant concerns regarding the unsafe environment brought upon our community by the overcrowded concerts at Catch. While I am all for extending the no parking signs from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., this will only send the overflow further up the block. As a longtime resident of Venetian Shores, I would like to enjoy the park that my taxes pay for without it being overcrowded. Limiting Venetian Shores Park to Town of Babylon residents would eliminate overcapacity of the venue and enable our community to enjoy our park as we once did.
Thank you. Blair McKeon.
Good evening, everyone. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Claire McKeon, 826 Granada Parkway, Lindenhurst. Here tonight to express serious concerns about the current concession tenant, Barefoot Puddles Hospitality LLC, doing business as Catch, operating at the Venetian Shores Park facility. Throughout the past season, many residents, including myself, have encountered repeated issues with this vendor that have negatively impacted our neighborhood. I appreciate the proposed parking restrictions and hope they will provide some relief. The club-like business model they operate is not family-friendly and is unsuitable for a neighborhood venue. The park is not large enough to accommodate special events, and advertising in the boroughs of New York City, as well as Nassau and Suffolk counties, does not serve the best interests of our community. The taxpayers of the town of Babylon fund this facility, and we would like to enjoy it. However, despite multiple complaints and conversations, little has improved. This concession is not merely a business, it is part of our public space and should reflect the values and standards of our town. Unfortunately, the current tenant has failed to meet even basic expectations, and we believe the taxpayers deserve a vendor who contributes positively to the neighborhood. I respectfully urge the board to revisit the terms of the contract and hold the tenant accountable. And transparency in the process and community input would go a long way toward restoring trust and ensuring our public spaces are managed with care. Thank you for your time and attention in this matter.
Thank you, Claire. Melissa Clinton.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Melissa Clinton, 817 Granada Parkway. When I'm here to discuss the Venetian Shores community, when the Venetian Shores revitalization was first proposed, residents were given strong assurances about what this facility would be. In a 2005 letter, then Supervisor Steve Ballone wrote that, quote, "The whole basis of the Venetian Shores revitalization plan is to create a beautiful facility that is very family friendly. We were told this would be a park designed for kids, parents, and families to enjoy together. But what we see today is far from the promises made. One of the clearest commitments was that, quote, "There is no bar at this facility and there never will be. Yet today, Catch promotes Drink the Bar Dry nights, books live bands that are well known to draw large crowds, and proudly advertises non-residents welcome full-time. We missed you. This is not a family concession stand. It has become a nightclub on our shoreline, marketed not just locally, but across the 5 boroughs and Manhattan to draw in even more non-residents." Another assurance that was that music would be, quote, "appropriate for the beach, no loud music, played at a level that people eating on the deck will still be able to converse with one another." The reality is very different. As you know, Supervisor Schaefer, we've been in touch because of it. The music is so loud that it permeates the walls of my home. It disrupts bedtime routines and creating stress in our home. Most painfully, what should have been a joyful milestone, my child's very first day of school, turned into a battle at bedtime because she was questioning the music she could hear through the walls of her bedroom. We were also guaranteed improved safety. Mr. Ballone wrote that, quote, "Those problems will no longer exist because a constable would be stationed by day and a public safety officer overnight. Traffic was supposed to be addressed with rumble strips, speed monitors, and message boards. Instead, our streets are clogged with cars, emergency vehicles struggle to pass, and late-night loitering continues unchecked. Now, to suggest that the solution is simply more parking is completely misguided. Venetian Shores is a town park built for recreation, youth programs, and adult sports leagues. Altering it to carve out more parking for a private business undermines the very mission of the facility. Even if 100 additional spaces were added, it would solve nothing. Catch's broad marketing brings in hundreds more cars than this neighborhood can absorb. More spaces will only draw more traffic and push more outsiders into our residential streets. The picture we were given was of a family-friendly waterfront, lobster nights, pasta dinners, and a spray park for children. What we actually got is loud concerts, alcohol-centered promotions, and advertising campaigns designed to flood the neighborhood with non-residents. At this stage, the possibility of compromise is gone. The owners of Catch have shown themselves to be bad stewards of business and unfit to operate in the middle of a residential community. At the last meeting, we were assured changes were coming, yet all that happened was a temporary restriction on non-resident access and a proposal to adjust parking rules on our streets. That, to me, is not a solution. This is an unacceptable environment for our children to grow up in. The safety and well-being of my children has been and will always be my #1 priority in life, no matter what, and anyone who is a parent will agree. Worse, when residents voice their concerns online, the owners of Catch fan the flames. They spread false claims of innocence to rally their patrons against us. As a result, families in this community were attacked, called Karens, racists, and even told to move out of the very community we've invested in for years. This is harassment, it's intimidation, and it's disgraceful. This is where leadership matters. It is your responsibility to advocate for us, the residents you serve, and to uphold the integrity this community once had. In short, most of the promises that were made to gain our support initially have been broken. We are not here to oppose business. We are here to demand that the town enforce accountability and restore the family-centered character of Venetian Shores. Our children's safety, our community's well-being, and our quality of life depend on it. So my question to you, Supervisor Schaefer, is this. Why is one small business being prioritized over the quality of life, safety, and trust of your tax-paying residents who are deeply affected by this irresponsible way of conducting business in a residential neighborhood? And what do you plan to do to rectify this egregious situation for future seasons to come?
Great, thank you. Phyllis Stewart. Phyllis Stewart.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Phyllis Stewart. I live at 4 Barrington Drive, Wheatley Heights. I've lived there for over 46 years. I grew up in Wyandanch, so I've been a resident of the towns that will be egregiously impacted by this industrial park project. We have a lovely community for families, for everybody, including wildlife. I pray that you will not approve the traffic study, the environmental impact study. I pray you will shut this project down. It does not belong in our community or in our backyard. It will cause 5 years of nonstop noise pollution, air pollution, traffic congestion, and our quality of life to sit in the backyard and listen to the crickets during the summer and just enjoy the life that we've come to know will be forever gone. So I am here because I'm very concerned about what this project will do if they're allowed to move ahead. Please protect us, protect our neighborhood, protect our future generations, and protect the wildlife. If they take the 100 acres that they plan to destroy, the animals are going to run across the street to the homes. I'm also concerned about fires. And when the main thoroughfares are so congested, what happens when there's an accident or someone needs an ambulance to take them for treatment or for emergency situations? We're being boxed in, and it's just not right. I didn't come prepared to speak, but I feel it's my civic duty to speak up. So please, you hear me, you hear others who have spoken from the neighborhood. I belong to a small group of women who are trying to make a difference in shutting this down. So, we do have more signs available for those who want to purchase. Thank you.
Thank you. William Collin.
Good evening, everybody. William Collin, 306 Wyona Avenue, corner of McKinley. I'm hearing a lot about Steve Malone. He used to live on Granada many years ago. I wonder what he would say about this now, if he still lived there. But this is in regards to the athletics that go on down there. My grandsons play football there, and they start in August. And also there's tennis going on, there's soccer going on, and baseball and softball, all at the same time. And now, you know, Catches, with all their advertising and bringing overabundance of cars, is, you know, got ridiculous there for a couple of weeks. And then it was brought under control a little bit. Last night I was down there though to pick up my grandchildren, watching them play football. There were no lights in the parking lot. There were lights on Catch. There were lights on the football field. Nothing in the parking lot. I don't know what happened. I tried to find out and ask. I didn't get, you know, that was a very, very dangerous situation, especially on a Tuesday night. You know, and Tuesday is usually the busiest night of the week down there. You know, last night it wasn't that crowded, but you know, I don't know if they're, you know, if they're going to be back monitoring it again. But
we'll check on it.
I just found it to be very, very unsafe. You know, driving through there, whatever. Maybe that can be addressed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bogdan Lengowitz.
Guys, I don't know, maybe some
Just
problem.
state your name and address.
Bogdan Lengewicz, 330 Kaboda Avenue, Copiague, New York. That's it?
Oh, you can go ahead, yeah.
I coming here and want to ask, from 2.5 years, the town promised to all black, like half a block from Dixon to the end Cabodo, promise for everybody, clean the area 320 Caboda Avenue, when from the garbage, from the animals, from the, how called this, raccoon, possums, you know, and stop whatever the people do from 320 Caboda. I live 330 Caboda. I have the 4 years old right now, my son. I have the new family. And we abuse, my son is abused, and my girlfriend, my partner, from 1.5 years, when my son is 1.5 years old. He threw the stones, glasses, whatever he find over the fence, and nobody do nothing. Police, I have there 50 police reports. People call, I call, almost not finished. A couple of days ago, I received the order of protection. First order of protection, 5 years, almost 6 years. Right now is the new one from almost 1 month. Yeah, I want to ask, why the town, not town, the inspectors from room 19, from the Fields place, from Babylon, North Babylon, not do nothing. They promised 25th January, promised the coming February 16, and clean this area. The 2 trucks come maybe 12 people, 4 inspectors, and not do nothing. Illegally jump to me, talk to this some lawyer. This is not lawyer. This is, I believe, the short basket man. You know, all of this lawyer, and talk some little conversation and jump from him illegally to me. But I have this information from here. Nobody sent the letter. Nobody talked to me. 25th 2 weeks before. You know, I'm talk to the people. Nobody do nothing. Right now, I want to ask why he's live illegally by this address.
So Bogdan, your time is up, but we'll have Mr. Wilson find that out for you, and he'll get back to
I
you.
can do too much more. It's better like, you know.
I'm sorry?
No, I want to talk to this, not the public, you know. This is maybe nobody interested, not everybody.
He's going to find out the information for you. Okay? Thank you. Alexandra Passanti? Oh. Alexandra Passanti?
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm Alexandra Pasante, 605 Bergen Avenue, West Babylon. I'm the manager of South Swell and also a special education teacher here in the community. I'm also a traumatic brain injury survivor, so I had to relearn how to walk, talk, rebuild my life, and finding my purpose again was the hardest part. South Swell in West Babylon became that purpose for me. It's a place where I could grow, belong, and completely just give back. Brooke, who's my boss, she's not just my boss. She's my mentor, my role model, my partner in crime. Her vision, her passion for people are what makes South Swell way more than just a business. She showed me that leadership means lifting people up, leading with love, and turning challenges into opportunities. Every day, I learn from Brooke how to work harder, dream bigger, and stay resilient. The community you see at South Swell, the smiles, the music, the connection, it all stems from Brooke's dedication. We have created zero harm over at South Swell. I myself started a petition that has over 1,000 signatures that validates that we enhance the community in West Babylon. We have made numerous efforts to collaborate with not only the town, but also the residents surrounding us. There are no parking issues, and we have cleaned up the area with one musician that ends right before it is dark outside. South Swell is a gathering place, not just a business, like I said before. It's a home for neighbors, families, and friends. It gives people a space to slow down, connect, and just completely celebrate life, especially in the seasonal spot we have for the summer. As a teacher, I know firsthand how important these spaces are for not only mental health, but relationships and overall just joy and happiness. Each summer, I look forward to opening our doors because South Swell represents hope, resilience, and love. Brooke has taught me to see this place as more than a job. It's a mission to serve the overall community. My story of recovery found its home at South Swell, and I believe that many others have their own stories tied to the Bergen Bay docks, this food, and the music that we give going along with the family that we built there. I ask you all to just see South Swell not as just a business, but as the heartbeat of the community, built by Brooke and carried by all of us who have built such strong love for it. Thank you.
Thank you. Margaret Hermata?
Yes, good evening. My name is Margaret Ramada, and I'm at 20 Circle Drive in Wheatley Heights. I have lived in my house since 1962. I have seen the community go through many, many changes. I want you to realize that this community, Wheatley Heights, does not want an industrial park. We spoke about the animals. I've seen deer and foxes and possums, in the community there. I have not read the traffic report, but I will tell you that Little East Neck Road, where the industrial park would come out and enter, you're talking about 2,000 employees. That's 2,000 cars coming in the morning, leaving at night. Say half of them, or less than half of them, are going to come through the community, going to our stores, our pizzeria, or our deli. We are already at dangerous levels with traffic in our community. It's a major north and south road going from, competing with Route 110, Pine Lawn, and whatever. And they shoot through the community, very dangerous. We have our kids there. It's very dangerous. But the community cannot handle any more cars. During rush hour with the trains, They're stopping every 10 or 15 minutes. Do you know how long it takes to go a quarter of a mile to get over the railroad tracks? It can take 20 minutes. And then all the traffic during rush hour coming from Pineland shooting up Little East Neck, you can go from the train tracks and Little East Neck Road and Long Island Avenue all the way down to almost Pine Lawn. I mean, and now you're going to put 2,000 employees coming and going. You're going to have trucks. I understand the bays that are going to be built. We cannot handle that. We do not want this. We have a beautiful community. It is so diverse, our community, and we are accepting of everybody. It's a lovely place to live. We cannot widen our roads. You have the cemetery there. You have people have a little piece of land that I don't know if people were thinking of taking it over and making the roads wider. That would be criminal. You're touching our community. We don't want it. We don't need it. A mile away, you have empty warehouses, empty office buildings that can accommodate whatever's going to be built here. I mean, what Babylon is building in that Farmingdale area off of Route 110 and Walt Whitman Road, it's phenomenal. It's not a community like our community. So please, listen to what we're saying. We don't want it. We don't need it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So I don't have any other cards. I'll take a motion from Councilman Martinez, second by Councilman Gregory to adjourn. All those in favor? Opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.